could have sworn this show used to be scary, right? I remember staying up at night after watching only one episode. Is it possible that all of it is just dated? Maybe this Halloween special was just a bad idea. I should just go scrap the whole thing. You know what? No, I'm not scrapping this Halloween special. I know deep down I used to love this show for a reason, and gosh darn it, I can't quit on it. My apologies, viewers, as it turns out those last 2 episodes were huge piles of shit. My bad, but this last episode, the very last one in our little Goosebumps special here, I know, it's still gonna haunt me today. I mean, this one is based off of R.L. Stine's most popular horror character. And even though the dummy from the cover and the one in the show look different, there's no way they could butcher this story like they did the other 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present the last episode of our Goosebumps Halloween special. The one, the only, it's... Night of the Living Dummy 3.
Hello?
What the shnikey is that? That dummy's not Slappy. What's going on here?
I'm R.L. Stine. I write the Goosebumps books. You're not R.L. Stine. I am.
Oh, what a relief. Don't worry, it's just R.L. Stine. Oh, I thought for a second that this was actually a part of the episode. Stine didn't do this for every Goosebumps episode, only on a few special occasions. And sure, his acting is kinda terrible, but seeing him introduce these episodes was actually pretty entertaining. But enough of this, I need the actual episode.
Is that okay? You were a little stiff.
Our final episode opens with our main character Trina being awoken by noises caused by this guy in all black. Aw, dude! Don't just leave that, you should clean that up, that's a beautiful family photo! Is that suitcase more important to you than that priceless image? You got drugs in there or something? Seriously, what's the rush? Trina goes up into the attic only to hear her name being called out.
Hello? Hello, who's there?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the creepiest attic in the world! So Trina finds the source of the voice, this dummy named Rocky.
Hello, Trina. You shouldn't be here. It's past your bedtime.
But she's convinced that it's just her brother Daniel playing a trick.
Come off it, Daniel, I know it's you. You can't disguise your voice from me.
Trina? I heard some bumping in the hallway. Was that you?
Hey Trina, you want to take back what you just said there? Because clearly you were way off on that voice thing. But as it turns out, Daniel's better at guessing voices than she is.
Hi, Dad.
Hi guys, gotcha.
You know, in retrospect, that whole past your bedtime line makes sense now.
What's with the suitcase?
Oh, you guys are gonna love this.
So as it turns out, it's not drugs in the suitcase. It's just Slappy the Dummy with a chunk of his face missing.
Slappy, what happened to your face?
It's your bad jokes. They crack me up.
Okay, the dad might be excellent at voices, but there's no way he could have guessed what Slappy's actual voice sounded like.
You're home from your trip early. I thought you were coming home tomorrow morning.
Well, I thought I should be here when Zane arrives.
Zane's coming? Oh, great.
Now, come on, he is your cousin.
That's not our fault.
How come they hate their cousins so much? Does he spit in their mouths at night, insult them every chance he gets, steals their valued possessions?
You know, you and your brother can take a joke, but Zane can't.
Oh, so you hate him because he's a wuss. That's totally a good reason to hate someone.
And after Zane's last trip here, he was afraid to sleep in his bed for weeks.
Honestly, I can't blame these two. If he's that much of a light sleeper that he can't even tell he's being moved and can't hear the sounds of nighttime, then he was totally asking for it. Also, the audio dubbing here is, just watch. It's priceless. But you know what? I can't shake the feeling that I know that guy. I feel like I recognize him from something else. Yeah, it's probably nothing. Anyways, it's about that time in the episode where someone reads Slappy's magical card, bringing him to life.
Karu Marie, Odana, Loma, Malonu, Karano.
Okay, not only did the wind start acting up, but the power started to go out at the same time. You can't act like that's normal.
There's no.
As soon as they all leave the attic, the editor does a quick doodle on Slappy's face, and we see him the next morning. I'm surprised that green doodle the editor did actually fix Slappy's face to perfection. It's almost as if it was never even broken.
That's right. I should have been a surgeon. Oh!
Ah! Oh crap! You mean to tell me Slappy did something to mess with this dude's hand?
I think I've done myself an injury. I cut my thumb off.
Oh. It was just a prank, bro? Okay. I'm not sure why you wanted to have that be in this episode, but now it's time for the return of Zane.
You know, I really don't know why you have to leave me here. I mean, if you wanted to torture me, couldn't you just find something a bit more humane?
Wait a minute. I do know this guy. I totally do. Hold on, let me check IMDb real quick, because I swear I've seen him in something else already. Oh my god. It's him? It's actually him. Ladies and gentlemen, Anakin Skywalker is in Goosebumps! Man, who could have guessed that before his big break in Attack of the Clones, Hayden Christensen was in Night of the Living Dummy 3? Clearly, this can't be a good sign. Back to the episode, it appears that Zane, Trina, and Daniel really do have nothing to say to each other.
You don't have to worry about that old cow. It died.
Oh, well, that's good.
What? I get that you're a wuss and that thing scared you, but to say
that's good
to its death is so strange. And as if he couldn't get any stranger, apparently he thinks he's a famous photographer now.
Ruffle your hair a bit. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Cross your arms and maybe lean a bit to that side. Oh, beautiful, you're happening, you're here. Oh, great stuff.
How did some adult writer think it would be a good idea to have him say this stuff to his cousin? It makes Zane even stranger than he already is.
Here, get this one.
Zane's mood is killed, however, when he sees Slappy.
Conquering your fears?
Way to go against your parents' wishes already, Daniel! Zane's only been here for a minute and you're already laughing at how much of a wuss he is.
Hate dummies.
Nonsense.
Luckily, the parents weren't there for that part, but to be fair, the dad's really not helping make Zane feel at home either.
His name is Zane.
Well, I guess that's better than being in Zane.
Not only is he terrifying Zane even more, but he's also making him listen to a bad pun? Dick move, dude. Later that night, Zane is awoken by a dummy by his bed.
Help me, no, help me, no.
I get that this is like his phobia, but is this reaction really that appropriate? Wouldn't most people just scream and run out of the room instead of beating it with a pillow? And even after he hits it the first time, it doesn't move, so why continue wailing on it like it'll kill you?
Who did this?
But because this is Goosebumps, Daniel and Trina get blamed for it, so while they're cleaning up, Zane goes down to get some ice cream.
You like chocolate sundaes?
Yeah.
With sprinkles?
Oh, yeah.
And gooey red stuff?
What exactly is gooey red stuff? Do you mean jelly? Why didn't you just say jelly? Oh yeah, and Slappy's eyes move too. The next morning, Zane tries to amend the situation between his cousins by showing them how to develop pictures from his camera.
Look at this.
Okay, that's really odd, seeing as how these dummy photos are mixed in with the ones you took yesterday. If anything, these dummy pictures should be the last ones on this page. But let me guess. Even though it's impossible to have the photos be arranged in that order, you're just gonna blame your cousins.
Thanks a lot, you guys.
Zane?
No, really, thanks a lot.
Hold it! The parents are also too stupid to know how pictures work, so the dad thinks he knows how to help Zane out.
I was thinking that if I taught you something about these dummies, you might start to have some fun with them.
Do you think that this is a good idea?
Yeah, Dad, do you think this is a good idea? Knowing how Zane is terrified of these things? Actually, no. The dad knows what he's doing here. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Ow!
Oh yeah, that.
He kicked me!
It appears as though the mom is the only one who can calm Zane down now, as they go off to have dinner.
Wait till you see what I've done for you.
Oh no!
Good.
What happened here?
Wait, didn't the mom just say dinner was done?
Okay, dinner's ready. What would everyone like to drink?
Yeah, she did! And she was the last one in there, too! So it couldn't be anyone else other than her. But let me guess. It's Daniel and Trina's fault!
Don't jump to conclusions.
Why not another word?
Called it! Also, some more audio dub genius from Zane.
At least we still have the roast.
Oh no! My roast!
So the dad puts all the dummies away in a box so that Daniel and Trina will stop screwing around. Even though that dinner couldn't have been their fault because the mom was the last one in the dining room, but I digress.
You can both forget about going to summer camp.
Dad!
Yeah, Dad, great parenting job, not thinking about that whole your wife was the last one in the dining room thing. No. Let's just get through the episode. Naturally, Trina hears noises in the attic and goes to investigate. There she finds Daniel waiting to see who is moving the dummies around. But then, the big twist is revealed. That's right, it was Zane! It was Zane the entire episode.
Let's see, I think we'll put you in the shower, and, yeah. We'll hang you outside my bedroom window.
I mean, this still doesn't explain how Rocky ended up by his bedside, how he changed the order of the photos, or how he could ruin the dinner even though the mom was the last one in the dining room. But sure, this is a great twist. Finally, Slappy's up and at him, and, is it just me, or did his face change?
Well, let me show you how the pros do it.
Slappy, what happened to your face?
It's your bad jokes. They crack me up.
Okay, so it's pretty obvious that that's just a midget in a costume. It's actually kind of funny seeing him run around like that because obviously he's supposed to be frightening, but the fact that he's supposed to scare these kids is kind of silly because he looks ridiculous. So Slappy decides to bring the dummy Rocky to life.
Except, I do hate to work alone.
You know, that's a good thought right there. About that whole not wanting to work alone thing. So why not wake up all of them? Why did you only wake up Rocky and no one else? Wouldn't an army of dummies be appropriate to your plan right now? Anyways, part 2 picks up with Zane getting punished for letting Trina and Daniel get all the blame for the tricks.
I guess I got a bit carried away. Suppose your mom and dad hate me just as much as you guys do now, don't they?
Oh, burn! Don't worry, Hayden. No one hates you like they do in 2002 yet, so you still got time to enjoy yourself.
I don't think Mom and Dad are mad at you. I think they're just shocked that it was you.
I can't say I blame them. I'm still shocked that the writer thought that twist made any sense. The parents watch the cousins bonding from inside and now feel comfortable leaving them alone in the house for a while.
So you think it's safe for us to go out tonight?
Mm-hmm. If anyone ever needed a night out, it's you and me.
Okay. Was that shot particularly scary? Nah, not really. However, that's actually a pretty good idea on the director's part. So that's 1 point for this episode. We're still looking at a perfect 0, but at least they got 1 point going for them. Oh man, that's actually another shot that's actually not too bad. I guess I gotta give this episode 2 points now. On the other hand, it's been at least several hours since they were active in the house, and no one's gonna notice until now. Yeah, I'll just take off these 2 points now. So now that the cousins are home alone, Trina goes downstairs and finally sees what those dummies were up to. For a whole day, with no one walking in on them. Or noticing that they left the attic.
You don't know when to stop, do you?
Oh, but Trina still thinks this is a part of Zane's tricks. Even though from the looks of it, they've been hanging out together all day, so this also makes no sense.
Wow. Oh, it's a pretty good trick, Zane.
Holy crap! That's not just pretty good, that's amazing! To be able to stick that large dummy through that tiny hole at the bottom is incredible! I'd be bowing down to this guy's genius if I were them.
Ow! You can't fit anything that huge inside this bottle. It's impossible.
Oh, so the show itself acknowledges it's impossible, but they kept it in anyways? How many pats on the back did the writer of this episode give himself by thinking, oh, if we just say that it's impossible, then we don't have to explain it and everything's fine. But as much as they'd like to believe it's Zane, they get a little surprise.
Where'd he come from?
No, wrong reaction. Try again.
Zane, didn't you say that Slappy kicked you yesterday?
I thought that was just your dad playing a trick.
Dad wouldn't do that to you.
Zane, however, has a brilliant idea to see if Slappy's alive.
Here, kick me again. Kick me, come on. I dare ya. Well, how come he won't do anything now, huh? Ow!
You didn't say please.
Well, sure, he didn't say please, but he still dared you. At that point, the polite thing to do is oblige. Also, get a load of these screams. You know, I can totally see the legit fear in their eyes. They're not trying to hold in any laughter at all, just they're really scared right now. But the kids decided that they aren't gonna let this dummy get to them. They're gonna stand up and fight or run away! I guess that works too. I mean, it's 3 against 1, wooden dummy, half your size. Seems like an easy fight, but sure, run away. Well, look at that! Slappy's got some wooden muscle. These kids made the right move to run away.
I don't think so.
I'm so glad that Slappy said that line and just stood there doing nothing, because seeing him fly through the air is just priceless. Trina and Daniel hold him down while Zane runs up to the attic to get his case.
Zane, get his case from the attic.
Oh, Zane, don't listen to her.
Yeah, his case.
You and the night. Hey, get out of here. Where you going?
Good idea holding him down like that. Kinda makes me wonder why he didn't do this in the other room earlier, but I guess you can't change the past.
Zane, open it up, quick.
The 3 of them lock him back up in his case and dump him down the well. But unbeknownst to them, Rocky is still watching. What kind of reaction is that? Your boss just got thrown down a well and all you have to say is... The cousins decide to not tell their parents about this and they go to their room so they can pretend it never happened. Why is Trina reading Zane's book? Did she steal it from him? Is she borrowing it for the night? Is she... Oh God!
Not for me.
No, definitely not! So Slappy is back in the house, with no one hearing a front door slam, or hearing his footsteps, or even Trina hearing him come into her room. You know, Slappy would make a pretty good ninja, actually.
What is it?
But as soon as Daniel comes in with his bat, Slappy uses his ninja skills to climb into the vents and get into Zane's room.
Hey, look who's come to join the party.
What have you done to Zane?
See for yourself.
First of all, how did you get all these dummies in here and in their perfect positions that quickly? And second of all, if you can turn a human into a dummy, why didn't you breathe that green stuff into Trina's face when she turned to face you a second ago? Although I gotta say, seeing Hayden Christensen as a wooden dummy is, kind of fitting.
We've got to tell Mom and Dad.
Bad idea.
Yeah, that is a bad idea, because if you tell your parents, they'll probably be smarter and smash all these dummies with this kid's bat. Also, I've never noticed this before, but look at Zane's dummy here, and look at him in this quick shot. Totally different! What was the editor thinking leaving that in?
We're gonna find a way out, it's okay? You and me.
So Trina and Daniel try to think of something to save the day, and they remember the note from Slappy's coat pocket and try to look for it in the case down in the well. And I'm gonna save you guys some time and skip this scene, because it literally goes nowhere. They go to the well, she almost falls in, I guess. They think using the lever will help better, then they get it out, but uh-oh, the card's not there.
Oh, the card's not here. He must still have it.
Oh, you don't say! Anyways, they finally realize Slappy still has his magic card, so they go up in the attic to get it.
I think they're sleeping.
Let me guess. One of them is gonna slowly creep up on the sleeping Slappy only to find out that he's not sleeping and it was just their poor excuse for a jump scare? Hold it!
Don't touch the merchandise. You saw what I did to Zane. Now it's your turn.
Why are these two just standing there? Once again, he's a dummy. Just because Rocky's behind you doesn't mean that... Oh. That was actually a good move. Nice one, Trina.
Get the card.
Trina grabs the card and reads it, and it looks like they've saved the day.
No!
Ram,
No!
you're right.
But there's still 6 minutes left of this episode, so I'm just gonna assume they're faking it. Hold it! So things look pretty bad for our heroes, so as a last-ditch effort, they try to appeal to Rocky's better nature.
Rocky, listen to me. You were always Dad's favorite. Whenever he had a charity show to do, he'd always take you.
Serve me now. Get her, you sorry sack of sawdust. Get her.
You know, Slappy, I know you want to rule the world or whatever, but you probably shouldn't treat your other dummies this way, especially if they're much stronger than you.
I gave you life. Who are you gonna listen to?
But Rocky makes his decision about who to help.
You see, there was no contest.
Oh, hot damn! A dummy fight! Okay, this is easily the best part of the episode. I mean, everything about this is amazing, but in the most cheesy and corny way possible. I love it!
Don't you get it? I'm invincible!
Except against lightning. Lightning is kind of my kryptonite, especially when it's convenient.
I just had the weirdest dream.
Oh, boy, are we glad to see you.
So, Slappy blows up and Rocky and Zane are back to their normal selves. The next day, Zane's dad comes to pick him up.
We kind of liked having you around.
Maybe next time you could come over to my house.
Well, as a matter of fact, we thought we'd send Trina and Daniel to spend Christmas with you.
Really? Sounds great, huh?
Wow, that'll be fun.
Hey, that's a nice ending. The kids like each other now and they're going to spend more time with each other. That's actually a pretty sweet ending to this episode.
Bye, Zane.
See ya. I'll be seeing you real soon, cousins.
So, the big twist is either Slappy possessed him, or he was just some head-spinning monster the entire time. Either way, it sucks! If he was a monster the whole time, that was just some stupid excuse to have one last scare for the audience, if you even want to call it a scare, because there's really no evidence of him ever being a monster throughout the rest of the episode. And if Slappy did possess him, why him? All the dummies are at Daniel and Trina's house, so why leave your potential army? As long as you don't bring Rocky back, you should be fine. I'm convinced this can't be the actual twist in the book. It just can't be. And what do you know? It wasn't. In fact, a lot of this book was changed for this episode. Zane actually wasn't a part of the finale at all. He just came up into the attic at the very end and got Daniel and Trina in trouble. So not only do these three hate each other until the very end of this book, but also Zane is totally open to the idea of becoming a ventriloquist. Trina, thinking Slappy is lifeless, gives Slappy to him, only for Slappy to give her one last wink before the book ends. To be fair, I like that these three got to like each other by the end of the episode, so I can understand that change from the book. But changing the final twist into that was just utterly terrible. I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have kept going. I knew it! But no, I had to keep going, have optimism for this episode. Oh, it's still scary. Now I'm stuck with a Halloween special that didn't frighten anyone. I wanted thrills, I wanted scares, I wanted suspense, and I wanted it exactly the way I wanted it as a kid. Instead, it's cheesy, contains bad acting, and it doesn't even have a scare worth leaving the bedroom light on for. I can't believe I used to like these as a kid. Why was I even scared by them? Maybe because they are still scary. Obviously, it's not scary to any teens or adults, but kids used to adore these episodes for the scares, myself included. Maybe this show, and the series as a whole, was just always meant to scare young kids, so that they could experience horror at a younger age and then gain an appreciation for the genre while they're young. Then as they get older, they can experience more horror films suited to their age. I guess in that instance, the show actually did its job pretty well. I just wish it held up better, you know, so that when I got older I could still enjoy them the same way I did as a kid. Well, actually, while rewatching the show, sure, I wasn't particularly frightened or in constant suspense, but I still had a good time going through memory lane and thinking, wow, I can't believe I used to be scared of this. It's actually a cool way to see how I've grown as a person, watching my old fears and realizing I was such a wimp thinking that this was truly scarring. And it's not like it doesn't put you in the Halloween mood. The atmosphere itself and the unique story and monster concepts are actually kind of awesome. You know what? This show might not be particularly scary, but I still enjoyed myself watching it, and I hope you all enjoyed my very first Halloween special. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go start terrorizing the younger children. Oh, where'd my mask go? I swear I put it down right over there! Holy sweet Jeebus! Is that my mask? How did he even... Well, I hope you all have a fun, spooky, but safe Halloween. And thank God I locked all these doors before filming this. Except that one.